Hello, hello. Welcome to Alea Creative. This is April. I am so excited that you are here with me today. We are going to be in my joy and gratitude journal, and I am so excited to share this with you. Journaling and about gratitude and joy has been something that has really been life-changing for me, and I just want to share that with you. So this was originally a journal with me. However, I did indeed have an issue and lose that footage. So we are going to give it a third try because the second time the audio on here was bad. So we are doing a voiceover. So if any of my talking does not match up to my hand movements, then you will know why. But the video footage on it was still okay. So we're gonna use that, and we are going to move on forward. And again, thank you for being here, and let me know, comment below if you are interested in gratitude journaling, if that is something that you do regularly, occasionally, or if you just want to share something that you are particularly joyful for. So this is the Studio 52 Traveler's Style Notebook. I bought this, goodness gracious, probably in about 2019, 2020. I bought a bunch of these, and I believe this is the last empty one. And this is all some stuff that I kind of stuck in here before I was quite sure what I was going to do. But since I did use that thanks journal, I thought, oh, this will be perfect for my gratitude journaling. So this first page, the thankfulness and gratitude here is the importance of nature and nature's beauty to me. So I just wanted to create a spread using that. I also wanted to use up some of the cutouts and ephemera that I had in my Use It Up box. So that is what we did here. We used some paint scraping techniques in the background and then just glued in some cutouts from, I believe, some Jane Davenport art journals, and went in with a Posca pen, and then the words on that: hello, nature's beauty, see it. It makes you more creative and it lifts your mood. Those were just magazine cutouts that fit the theme. We left a little bit of white space here, so that's always an achievement for me. Now on this second page, here we are thankful for our art journals and journaling. And it really does bring out the best in me, and I wanted to have one page that was centered on kind of the images that I was using, and then the other page where I could go in and do my actual journaling. Use some tissue paper, which is something that I like to use over the top of my writing. It just gives it some interest. Used my Neocolor crayons, which I love. Now this next page I did on February the 14th, Valentine's Day, and this was all using a free printable from Amy Tangerine. Definitely check her out if you haven't already. So this was a great little freebie, and the focus here was self-love. That is something that I am very thankful for, and I am very, very grateful that I'm at a place in my life where I do have more self-love than I have had in the past, because it used to be a real struggle for me. I come from a lot of trauma, and so being able to truly love myself, be in the place where I am at today, is amazing. It's also been very important to me because the last 6 months have been really hard for me. I have really struggled with my mental health, which is something, I'm no stranger to that. But generally I have it, managed, but I've definitely been in a place over the last few months that took a lot out of me. I had a lot of days where I really wasn't able to function, or I was forcing myself to function and feeling a lot of guilt for that, which is the opposite of self-love. So I really enjoyed using these images that she provided, and the whole time I just stuck them on the page, did a little outlining, and really just tried to focus on being grateful. And I do believe so. The one in here that wasn't in the printables are the little book and the little chair with the animal in it. So the next page is my here and now page. Because mindfulness and being present in the moment, I have really had to rely on that over the last months to stay present, to focus on the current moment and not to get caught up in fears of the future or things from the past. And I really liked that I used some colors here that I don't normally use, that pinky tone, peachy, I guess, peachy tone there. And when in doubt, just put a butterfly on it, which is something that I like to say. But really was just in this page focusing on the reminding myself that the more that I worry about the past and the more that I focus on the future and I'm constantly striving for the future or reflecting on the past, it takes me out of the here and now, which is the important part of life. And I used to do the here and now, these are little post-it notes that are rounded that I got from Daiso, and they have so many colors in these, and I bought them specifically to use in my journals. You could also use them as like page flags, if like a bookmarker. So many great uses, and just used my Sharpie pen to do that, and magazine cutouts. And I really like the layout here. I like how it came in, and we left some white space, and then that's a little bit of colored pencil just because we wouldn't want to have too much white space, because I really struggle with leaving white space. Oh, look, no white space on this page. That's much more typical of me. So this page was really fun. I found these, basically the full background, in a magazine, and I think it was like one of those where they were showing different styles, and I liked all the items laid out, so I cut that, put it in a strip of washi just to put a seam down the center. And here I'm just focusing in on, if the ocean can calm itself, so can you. And some of the ways that I do calm myself would be reading. I've got my little fourth wing sticker there, and all of the items here that I might use or enjoy in an art journal, just to bring me joy and to calm me down. Just thinking about how thankful I am to have those things, how you can make use of the things that you already have, and that you can find joy and peace and calm in that. And I had a lot of fun doing this. I actually just didn't know where I was going to go with this page when I first started. I just put the magazine on and then left it, and I've been slowly adding things over time on that. So the next page here, this one I did the flower, I drew that, and the star and the rainbow, and then we have some washi and scrapbook ephemera pages I cut out of magazines. And here, what brings me joy, I just wrote down the first things that came to mind: sunlight, cats, chocolate, cheese, apparently, family, cheese and family. I mean, they are the life right there. I used my Faber-Castell Pitt pens on this, and I did actually use the color brown here. I am not a big fan of brown. I try to avoid it at all costs, but I've been trying to work with colors that I don't love and to find joy and love for them. So I did that here. And quick note, something really important that I want to point out about my journaling. When I do journal spreads like this, where I'm focused on joy and gratitude, the point is not always a beautiful page. It is not to be perfect. And as a recovering perfectionist, that is hard for me. But you will definitely see a mess, and that's okay. So here we're on the Everything April page. Now this one, I was in a rough place when I did this, so we do have lots of white space. We have some cutouts that I did from one of the collage books that I saw someone use on YouTube, and then I found it on Amazon, and I really liked it because a lot of the cutout and collage books, they're very vintage images, and while they are beautiful and they certainly have their place, they are not always my style. So I loved the purples, the vibrant colors, the witchy mystical vibe here. So I did go ahead and pick this up, and I've really enjoyed using these images. As you can kind of see, I'll just give you a quick view of a couple of pages here. Very fun to use. Definitely AI generated, but that's okay. They're pretty. I like them. It brought me joy, so I put those on this page. The notes that we have, those are just some work-related notes. As you can see, my goal was to not have a mental breakdown at work, so that just gives you a great idea of kind of where I was at in this page. And I actually did this, I think, a couple of weeks ago. So the color on the page, that is actually tissue paper and post-it notes. So, and then just magazine cutouts, really simple but fun to do. Now this next page, I really enjoyed doing this one. I decided again to work with some muted and bright colors, and the focus here is how important home is. So I have Home Sweet Haven, and just really talking about how, be it a camper, apartment, condo, or house, home is about more than walls and windows. Different stages of life call for different versions of home and what it means to me, to you, and how home plays a vital, important role, and how important it is to have a safe, comfortable haven. And I am so glad that I do have that. I have a very sweet, comfortable home. Very little tiny home, but I love that. And doing this page and journaling about that, it brought a lot of joy. Again, if you notice, if you stop to read my writing and you find it hard to read, just know, again, the purpose, even for me, is not to reread it. I don't always do that. And if you see misspellings, that's okay. There is a time and a place to spell things correctly and worry about that. And for me, my journals are not that place. I usually know when I've misspelled something, and I often choose to ignore it because that's not what this is about. This isn't a great, as a writer, I value correct spelling, punctuation, but this is not the place for that. This is a journal that's an expression, and it's okay. And if having that correct punctuation and spelling is important to you in your journals, please do that. But if you're like me and you just don't care, it's okay. It's okay. Promise. Just enjoy the process, whatever that looks like for you. Yeah, and well, look at me. Look at the paint on my hand. Yes, I have no idea what I was talking about here, but all I can see is that spot of paint. That's one of my Posca markers. I was labeling some things today with writing on them labels with my Posca, and it kind of had it had a moment, as Poscas do. I love them. As a matter of fact, the Home Sweet Haven, definitely written with one of my Posca pens. And I think for the little hearts, I used the Pigma, nope, that was the calligraphy pens that I showed earlier. Faber-Castell, yes. So yeah, I really had a lot of fun with this page, and I had a lot of calmness and appreciation after I finished it. Now we'll move on to the next page here in just a moment. So this is the page that I was doing as a journal with me, but lost the footage. So with this, I started with, again, just doing a simple border around it. And I really loved the white space, and I put the little joy sticker here in the middle, so I immediately knew as soon as I did that this was going to be a page for joy, For the border, I use my Neocolor crayons around the edges. Just scribble, 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 and then get a little paintbrush wet and kind of blend it, smooth it out. The sticker came from this Boho Dreams book, and I got this at one of our local art stores, but you can also get it on Amazon. I'll try to remember to link it down below, but it's got some beautiful stickers. I'm sorry I flipped this so fast you can't really see much of anything, but I'm trying to use these, and I am a sticker lover hoarder, so you know how hard that is, but I'm really trying to embrace using the stickers. So my goal is to use every sticker in this book this year. So we'll see in a year and find out how that goes. But I did have to glue this sticker down, I think partially because it was in the crease, because in this book I haven't had a problem with the stickers coming loose. Those two, no problem, but the one in the center I did go in with some glue stick, and immediately I knew that I wanted to journal around that. With the joy, you know, what joy means to me, the things that are important. And so as I worked, I just filled that in. Really stream of consciousness, not thinking too much about it, just whatever happened to come to mind. You know, what does joy mean to me? What does it feel like? What are the symbols of it? The sun in the middle, definitely a symbol. The pink and yellow, definitely a symbol there. And then here I was like, chocolate. And then I was like, ooh, chocolate covered cherries. And then that reminded me of a memory that brings me joy, which was my grandma Ruth. Every year at Christmas, we would ask her, what do you want, Grandma? And she would be like, oh, don't get me anything, but if you have to, just get me a box of those chocolate covered cherries. So we would. And she would just be so thrilled to get those chocolate covered cherries or anything else that you got her. She was just always so grateful and thankful. And that's a great memory to reflect on. And so I just continued on, memories, lakes, rivers, just anything that came to mind that brought me joy. And I originally had thought that I was going to go all the way around and fill up all the white space, but I stopped myself. I reined in my self-control and said, hey, it's okay to have white space. It's actually a good thing. So I did decide to leave this as it is for now. Now, I rarely finish a journal page on one day, meaning I'll get to a stopping point and then come back, so who knows, I may add to it. These are some of the future pages that I have pre-prepped. This really helps with not having that blank page. So that was just stickers and magazine and some washi there. So who knows what I'll do with that page, but it's prepped and ready. Then this one, I went ahead and did the same thing. I did this one on camera, lost the footage, used the Neocolor 2 crayons again, with the purple and the jade green, and used kind of a funky, ratty paintbrush and dabbed some dots there in the corner. So that's a really fun color combination, and I am excited to fill that out. Now, on the next page, what I did here was very similar to the prior page, and I used some paints. I believe I was trying out a new watercolor paint that I purchased to see if it was the color I was trying to get. Here, sorry the camera went blurry, but that was like a scalloped page that I did, because I had cut these pages out, because apparently at some point in my life I was like, I need dotted paper, and I'm like, yeah, let's just cut them out of here. And then as I was getting to it, I was like, there was just a nubbins, so I trimmed that down. And so yeah, that's a look at my joy and gratitude journal. Thank you again so much for joining me for this flip through. I will be back soon, and I do not know. I apologize for whatever my camera is doing here, but thank you again. Don't forget to like and subscribe. It very, very much is important to me and helps to get the channel out and to other people who might find joy in it. And I would love to know, comment below, what brings you joy? What type of gratitude journaling do you do? Do you find that it makes a difference? And stay tuned. I'll have more for you soon. Go and create something. Thanks. Bye.